Hello and welcome into the Alabama Football Report. I'm your host, Lana Bond. We're going to start you guys off with some news and then get to all the hottest rumors swirling around Tuscaloosa. But first, Tide fans, let's take it to a coaching bit of news, if you will. So last week, I reported that the Crimson Tide lost defensive line coach Carl Dunbar. He was taking his talent to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And after a week of searching, has Nick Saban found the man for the job? Well, you betcha, folks. We're giving this one a roll Tide for Bear Bryant hats. The Crimson Tide is expected to hire Miami's Craig Kuligowski, according to a report from Sports Illustrated Monday night. The 49-year-old Kuligowski had been at Miami the last 2 seasons after 15 seasons at Missouri, where he helped 5 players develop into future NFL first-round draft picks, such as Charles Harris, Shane Ray, Sheldon Richardson, and Ziggy Hood, plus Aldon Smith. Miami had announced earlier Monday evening that Kuligowski was leaving the program to pursue other opportunities. There are ties to Bama here, with Kuligowski playing under Nick Saban during Saban's 1 year at Toledo in 1990. He was an all-conference offensive lineman, and Alabama is yet to officially announce the hire. So this brings me to a reaction poll. Grade the hire of Craig Kuligowski as Bama's new defensive line coach. Give me a heart if you think it's an A, give me a like if you think it's a B, a wow face for a C grade, and an angry face if you think it was a D or worse. And you think Bama should have hired someone else, go ahead and toss out your thoughts in the comments. Before we get to our next bit of news here, let's bring up the Bear Bryant scale. 0 Bryant hats means fake news, no accuracy behind the report. 1 Bryant hat, Paul, shouting out Phyllis from Molgo, which means it's pretty unlikely. 2 Bryant hats, people are talking, we can't confirm, but where there is smoke, there is fire. 3 Bryant hats, more probable than not, but our sources in Tuscaloosa are yet to confirm. 4 Bear Bryant hats, it's a fact, ladies and gentlemen, roll Tide. All right, my name is Lana Bond, host of the Alabama Football Report. I'm going to be breaking down 9 bits of news and rumors straight from Tuscaloosa, then seeing where they have us ranked in the way too early top 25 polls. Let's get to our second bit of news here. Chris Weinke, offensive analyst for Alabama, is he joining Jeremy Pruitt's staff in Tennessee? Well, you best believe it, folks. We're giving this one 4 Bear Bryant hats. Offensive analyst Chris Weinke is expected to be the running backs coach at Tennessee. Bama Online has confirmed. Weinke joins former Crimson Tide defensive coordinator Jeremy Pruitt in Knoxville after spending the 2017-18 season in Tuscaloosa as an analyst under Nick Saban and Pruitt. Weinke, a former Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback at FSU, joined the Alabama football program after 1 season as a quarterbacks coach of the Los Angeles Rams. He was also the director of football at IMG Academy, where he coached Bo Scarborough. The coaching turnover wheel keeps on a-rolling in Tuscaloosa. All right, let's go ahead and get into news and rumor number 3. Are Alabama fans the #1 fan base in the SEC? Well, you best believe it. We're giving 4 Bear Bryant hats on that one because they're the #1 fans in the SEC in attendance. And during the 7 home games in 2017, Alabama ranked 4th in the NCAA. According to a release from the NCAA, the Crimson Tide averaged over 1,172 people per game in the seats of Bryant-Denny Stadium, which holds 101,821. Over the course of the season, over 712,053 people traveled to Tuscaloosa to watch Alabama win all 7 of its home contests. The Tide ranked 4th nationally behind Michigan, Ohio State, and Penn State. Those 4 teams were the only 4 to average more than 100,000 fans per game this past season. Alabama also ranked 3rd in the country in total game attendance with 1,228,376. Alabama played 4 true road games and 3 neutral site games in 2017, adding more than 500,000 eyes to its season-long attendance total. All right, let's get into news and rumor number 4, guys. So last week I reported Alabama's getting a little revamp in their facilities, and are they going to have a new barber shop there? Well, this is news, guys. 4 Bear Bryant hats, roll Tide. So like I said, I just announced last week about these new facilities and all the plans, and it was just announced that another addition is soon coming to the Mall and More athletic facility. So along with a new dining facility and consideration of a new recruiting lounge, Alabama's football complex is getting a barber shop that will open on Monday per the team's latest Instagram post. Named Bama Cuts, how cute is that? The Crimson Tide players will now not have to roam much farther for a fresh cut in Tuscaloosa. Players tweeted blueprints of the barbershop in in the past, only to delete them minutes later. But with Saturday's post, UA formally announced the soon-to-be functioning facility. More details on the latest perk for the reigning champs should emerge closer to Monday's grand opening. And as they say, look good, feel good, play good. Let's get to news and rumor number 5. Our 5 Alabama players can be drafted in the first round of the 2018 NFL Draft. I'll tell you after a word from our sponsor.
Man crates. Awesome gifts for men in real wooden crates, wrapped in a cocoon of duct tape, or housed in ammo cans that are virtually indestructible. Some gifts he'll get to assemble himself. Some gifts you'll beg him to share. And some gifts are sealed inside layers of rock-solid concrete. Gifts guys love, from grilling gear to old-school video games and more. Man crates. Awesome gifts for men.
All right, Bama fans, our 5 Crimson Tide players going in the first round of the 2018 NFL Draft. Well, people are talking, so we're giving us 2 Bear Bryant hats. The 2018 NFL Draft is inching closer, and as the time between now and then shortens, a number of mock draft amounts will increase. The latest mock draft from 24/7 Sports is Alabama heavy, to say the least, as 5 former Crimson Tide starters are projected to be taken in the first 32 picks. Alabama safety Minkah Fitzpatrick was off the board first by the Browns at number 4, followed by receiver Calvin Ridley, taken by the Bears at number 8. Defensive tackle Payne is going to the Lions at number 20. Safety Ronnie Harrison was selected by the Panthers at 24, and linebacker Rashawn Evans at 28 to the Steelers. And as much as I love the sound of that, I don't know how realistic 5 is. All right, let's get to news and rumor number 6. Alabama, are they going to offer Tua's old teammate from high school? Well, people are talking, so we're giving this 2 Bear Bryant hats. Alabama is turning to St. Louis High School in Honolulu, Hawaii, once again, just one class removed from landing the nation's #1 dual-threat quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, from the program. This time it's to go after 5-star defensive tackle Fatui Tuateli, who announced on Sunday night that he is planning to take 3 unofficial visits this spring to Alabama, LSU, and Ohio State. The Tide is yet to offer the 6'4", 300-pounder. Tuateli stated, "I played with Tua my sophomore year. He's a great leader, a spiritual person. Being led by Tua my sophomore year, we won the state championship. And then being able to watch him on TV beat Georgia, it was kind of like an eye-opener for me because I was like, wow, I just played a year ago with this guy, and now he's playing for the national championship. It's crazy." And with defensive line being a big need for Alabama once again in the 2019 class, a potential offer to Tuateli from Alabama wouldn't be taken lightly. Tuateli says he's been hearing a lot from Tennessee, Florida State, Georgia, and Clemson, just to name a few schools. However, he does not have a leader as it stands and hopes to make his decision by the end of the year. The Hawaiian native is the #2 defensive tackle and the #27 overall player in the country, according to 24/7 Sports. All right, let's keep on following this recruiting trail now. For number 7, JUCO linebacker, one of the hottest linebackers in JUCO right now. Is he going to be a part of Alabama's 2019 class? Well, we're also giving this 2 Bear Bryant hats. People are talking. So with inside linebacker being a major need in the 2019 recruiting class, the Tide would certainly like to find another stud of a player to fill that void. And that's what they may have discovered in Lakia Henry, its latest offer at the inside linebacker position. "It's amazing," Henry told Bama Online of receiving an offer from the Crimson Tide. "I'm really shocked, if anything. I didn't expect it this early." The rising junior college linebacker says he hopes to visit Tuscaloosa real soon. He isn't permitted to take an official visit, however, until the end of this current semester. And with plans to enroll early after graduating this upcoming December, Henry talked about his decision timeline, stating, "I think I'm going to make my decision right before the season starts, so like July or August." And what's the best part about Alabama, according to the linebacker? They're in the national championships, and they're the best team in the world, Henry said. "It's kind of hard to reject an offer from the best team in the world, so I'm really taking that into consideration, but I'm also taking into consideration playing time and stuff like that." At 6'1", 220 pounds, Henry is yet to receive a player rating. All right, let's get into news and rumor number 8. Is Alabama off to a really hot start with this 2019 class? Well, I'm giving this 3 Bear Bryant hats because I really like what Alabama has to do so far. So because the Crimson Tide is in far better shape as well than they were at this point in 2017. So a year ago at this time, Alabama had exactly 2 commitments for 2018, and only one was a blue chipper. However, the day after National Signing Day in 2018, Alabama was sitting at 4 hard commits, and they're all blue chippers and 1 5-star. These players are Pierce Quick, great name, the 5-star offensive tackle from the state of Alabama. He's ranked 23 nationally and has been a hard commit since April. Next up is King Mukata Wakata, a 4-star outside linebacker committed to the Crimson Tide back in December of 2017. 4-star athlete Brandon Turnage and 4-star safety Brandon Gant round out Alabama's commit in 2019. Alabama's National Signing Day 2018, by contrast, just had 1 5-star commitment in total. So who else is ready to start a new streak at number 1? All right, last bit of rumor I got for you guys. Alabama, are they number 2 in way too early rankings? Well, you best believe it. We're giving this a roll tide, ladies and gentlemen, for Bear Bryant hats. The preseason S&P projections are out, and they are calculated by a simple mix of 3 factors: recent game history, returning production, and recruiting. And in any event, Alabama finds itself sitting at number 2, just behind Ohio State at number 1. Recent usual suspects: Clemson at number 3, Washington at 4, round out the top 5. Auburn and Georgia joined the Tide in the top 10, as well as Mississippi State, LSU, Texas A&M, and Ole Miss are all other SEC squads in the top 25. Here are some other opponents on Alabama's schedule, with Louisville ranked 29, Missouri ranked 30, and Arkansas ranked 52. So that's 5 opponents on Alabama's schedule in the S&P top 25, with Alabama facing 7 in the top 30. And much like Fresno State, Arkansas State will likely be a decent end-of-season win as well. They're ranked 66, as the Red Wolves are always contenders or winners of the Sun Belt. So let's go ahead and preempt the Alabama hasn't played anyone narrative now, shall we? All right, guys, and speaking of rankings, let's go ahead and get into the Where Are They Ranking Us segment. I'm going to be breaking down kind of where the top hottest media entities have Alabama ranked in their way too early polls. And we're started off with Chat Sports. They have Alabama ranked number 1, and rightfully so. We here at Chat Sports really think Tua Tagovailoa or perhaps Jalen Hurts could really lead this squad back to another national championship. And although they're ranked number 7 in the National Signing Day rankings, recruiting class rankings, if you will, we still like this class because they had 12 players in the top 200. SEC Country also has Alabama ranked number 1 for very similar reasons. They like what this squad has to offer, and they really see Nick Saban bouncing back after a not-so-great recruiting class and taking another title. Bleacher Report, it's a good day to be a Bama fan because they also have Alabama at number 1 for very similar reasons. But here's where it starts to get interesting. So ESPN has Alabama ranked at number 2, mainly because of the coaching turnover Alabama has faced all offseason. I've talked about it before, and they really think that hurt recruiting and will continue to hurt recruiting moving forward, so they do not like Alabama's chances. They have Clemson at number 1. And then Fansided. Fansided has Alabama Crimson Tide also ranked at number 2, but this is funny. They said that the quarterback battle is what has Alabama at number 2, and here's what I have to say about that. I feel like that's a first world problem, if you will, having 2 great quarterbacks to choose from, so take that to the bank, Fansided. All right, guys, that's all the time I have for you today on the Alabama Football Report. Be sure to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Atlanta Bond Sports. And until next time, roll Tide.